Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure review and unboxing. Today, we are featuring this. This comes from the new Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins live action film. We have the live action version of Scarlett, as played by actress Samara Weaving. Alright, so let's get this started. Alright, so it's been a while since the Snake Eyes movies have been out. And, to sum up real quick, I've stated this before, I found the movie entertaining, yet I understand why, a lot of fans didn't like it. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was cool. For me it's unfortunate because I don't think they're going to make any more G.I. Joe movies after this. It seems like, I don't know, they never seem to hit the target when it comes to making G.I. Joe films. I mean, outside of the animated feature, the live action films have always been disappointing. I mean, I do like them, but they're not like giant commercial successes like, the Transformers films. Transformers is a completely different beast. That's a property, where the films, they always get a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of fans, as much as they say they hate that movie, yet, the live action Transformers really drives the toys. And it's unfortunate that G.I. Joe hasn't shared the same success on the big screen as Transformers. Like, for as much as people say they hate the live-action Transformers movies, they make crazy, crazy money at the box office. And then to this day, they still make a lot of toys that are just based off the films. And it just hurts me so much that G.I. Joe has never found that same kind of success, on the big screen or even in the toy lines. I mean, the toy lines... the classified series has been successful, but, for some reason in this day and age, G.I. Joe doesn't sell like Transformers or Star Wars or, some of the other action figure lines. But the classified series is, they've been doing a great job. I think they've garnered a lot of collector interest. Fans are really into them. I think there's some crossover with like Marvel Legends fans and Star Wars Black Series fans where they can really appreciate the G.I. Joe stuff. The only downside is this is too bad. The distribution on the G.I. Joe figs has been really, it's been horrible, to be honest. Like, the Target exclusives are hard to get a hold of. And, last few months, all I'm seeing is this Lady J and Flint and Cobra Commander. Oh, it's disappointing. Hasbro, really step up your game in terms of the distribution of the figures. But otherwise, the product is superb. And I think regardless of your feelings on the live-action Snake Eyes movie, I think, all the figures for the classified series that they've made of the Snake Eyes film have been incredible. And this one is no exception. Right off the bat, I think this is a beautiful figure. I haven't even opened it up yet. I love the actress Samara Weaving. She's gorgeous. I don't know. They could put her in anything. I'll just watch it. But I have to admit, I'm not sure if this sculpt captures her likeness all that well. But even if it didn't, it's still a beautiful sculpt on her face. So let's get this started. Reviewing the package. It's what we come to expect from the Snake Eyes Origins Classified Series boxes. It's a much darker box. It's predominantly like black and like neutral colors. On the back, we have this gray background with the Arashikage clan symbol in the back. Scarlett's, perfectly framed within the window, and then she gets the only accessory she really needs is her crossbow. Gorgeous, gorgeous illustration of the character right here. I'm not sure who the artist who does this, but this is a beautiful illustration. And some of these G.I. Joe Classified series, these drawings on the corner, they're very hit or miss with me. Sometimes they're really superb, and other times it's kind of like, what were they thinking? Like, I still hate the G.I. Joe Classified series Duke, like the portrait that's here. It's like so cartoony, it doesn't flow with the rest of them. But this one looks really good. This is like a very comic book style, but very sophisticated. And likewise, this illustration on the side of the spine, it looks amazing. So yeah, everything about this figure so far really impresses me. On the back, we get the Snake Eyes Origins promotional image, which is cool. I would have preferred it if they gave us a bio on Scarlett and description of the movie, but, you get what you get. Over here, we have Scarlett's abilities and perks. I'm not sure if this matches up with the exact same symbols that are on her first release of the figure. I don't know. I'll check it out later, but let's get to the figure. That's what we're all here for. Okay, first impressions of Scarlett while she's still in the tray. Oh man, I want to say I think this is my favorite version of Scarlett we've gotten so far. So I think in the classified series, we've gotten 3 figures. We got the first release, we got the repaint, and then we got this one. In addition to this, I'm not sure if it's out yet, but in the budget G.I. Joe Snake Eyes line, there's that 5.5-inch scaled Scarlett figure. I really want that one too, but I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, this figure, this might be my favorite Scarlett figure we've gotten so far. Okay, yeah, I'm liking this figure a lot. Alright, I know, alright, so with the first release of Scarlett, I know there was a lot of criticism because a lot of people felt that the head sculpt kind of had a very much younger looking character. You know, she barely looked like, I mean, she looked more teenager than adult. This one looks definitely like an adult. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure how well it captures the likeness of actress Samara Weaving. But even if it didn't capture Samara Weaving's likeness all that well, it's still a beautiful head sculpt. It looks awesome. She has a really cool, like, serious stare, which I don't mind. The color scheme is great. It's not over. I mean, the colors are very subtle. Like, you know, she's wearing kind of like this brown uniform with a very like dirty yellow on the like parts of the armor, a very neutral dark looking green. There's some like dirt spattered on her boots. It looks really cool. A lot of love and care went into this figure, and I really think that, you know, if you have the first release figure, or if you don't have the first release figure, I think this is a great substitute. You know, regardless if you've seen the film or not, I think this is a great substitute for Scarlett. I mean, if you want to use it as a substitute for the other figure, or even as other character. You know, if you wanted to, you could even just take this head and slap it onto a different body, or make modifications, or maybe make modifications to this and just say it's CoverGirl. Because this costume here is predominantly brown. You know, CoverGirl kind of, I think she wore like the brown leather jacket and like the tan fatigues. And, you know, if you cut, you know, with a simple repaint, you could just pass this off as CoverGirl, because she was a redhead also. You know, just cut the ponytail off. Yeah, this is great. This is an awesome figure. So let's examine it a little bit closely. So yeah, head sculpt, whether or not the likeness looks like Samara Weaving, it's just a beautiful sculpt. Paint application is great. The hair is immaculate. The paint application on the figure is superb. I mean, just look at the detail on the breastplate. It's kind of like, it's either battle damaged or it's kind of like dirtied up. Her forearms, the gauntlets have this like nice yellow on it. It's not too loud. Same with the red here. It's a little bit more muted. More of the sculpting on the ponytail and the hair. It's really nice. Here's the back of the figure. There's a socket in the back so you can plug in a backpack if you have an extra one on hand. The color scheme kind of tries to retain, you know, the Scarlet aesthetic, you know, with the yellow and the hint of red. But it's a little bit you know, it's a little bit different enough. It's a little bit more grounded in the real world. She has some belts here. She has 2 belts, some pouches. Her butt's a little flat. She could use a little bit more booty. A nice micro texture on her pants. Sculpting's really well done. Nice folds, wrinkles. Yeah, excellent figure all around. Let's get you into focus. There we go. Wonderful figure. Everything about this figure is superb. Really impressed. Like I said, that micro texture along her pants, it's really nice. One thing with a paint job, though, it's kind of weird that, so for her leg armor here, it has this yellow trim at the top, but then it doesn't carry through on the bottom. That kind of bothers me a little. It's like they should just went all or nothing. I take it back. I think at certain angles, it really does capture the likeness of Samara weaving, if you just hit it just right. And back to those boots. Like I said, really nice detailed, how it's kind of like dirtied up. It's cool that it's kind of subtle, and it's not like they, you know, went crazy overboard on the entire character. In terms of articulation, her head rotates. It can look up and down. One thing that strikes me different with this figure than some of the other ones is that this feels a little bit more, I don't know, just something about this feels slightly a little bit different than the other G.I. Joe Classified Series figures. I can't put my finger on it yet, though. The arm rotates, they go out. There's no bicep swivel, but the elbow swivels and it bends. So you got that. There's wrist articulation. Her right hand goes up and down, and I think the left one goes up and down also. She has waist swivel and ab crunch. Her belt kind of stays stationary because of her hips. They don't really ride up or down. It just kind of sits there, which is nice. You don't have to worry about it, you know, messing up. She could kick up, not too high. And it feels like there's an indent in there too. So that means it'll hold a pose. Thigh cut. She has double jointed knees and the pins are hidden, which is nice. She has that rubber diaper that these G.I. Joe Classified Series figures have. And as much as I like it, I always kind of wonder, like, over time if this rubbery plastic will, like, start to break down after a couple of years and crack. But only time will tell. Her crossbow is a little bit small, but, you know, this might be as it is in the movie. It's almost the size of like, slightly larger than a pistol. It's cool. And then her one hand actually has a trigger finger. Yeah, you can see the trigger finger right there. The other one has one too. So if you have, like, you know, pistols, you can have her dual wielding pistols. I'm trying to get this in. So yeah, we have Scarlett. Alright, since we're on the subject of Scarlett, let's bring out the first release. Alright, here's the first release of the figure. As I stated earlier, you know, a lot of people weren't too keen on the face. They felt that she looked a little too young, you know, like more like a teenager than an adult. To be honest, this figure feels a little bit dated now. I don't know. Like this feels a little bit more. I don't want to say it feels more quality because it's a quality figure also, but for me the differences are pretty extreme. This one I mean, of course, this is based off, you know, a real person, but But regardless of that, the sculpting on this in the proportions, it feels a little bit more realistic. Like the folds in the pants, on all the details, it just feels, I don't know, it just feels like a higher quality. Not that this is bad, but there's something about this figure that kind of already feels like a little bit outdated. And maybe it's time to like revisit and come out with a new one. Especially when you look at the legs, you know, the legs here, it's very gappy. There's a big gap between the top of her leg and then the crotch area. Whereas here it's a little bit tighter. She has a tighter crotch. But it doesn't seem as gappy. And the overall character silhouette of this figure feels a lot more tighter, a little bit more concise. This one feels a little... parts of it feel like, you know, each part was sculpted individually and then it was put together. Not that I'm being too critical on this figure, but it's like I said, this feels a little bit more refined. It's nice. This is a really nice figure. And don't get me wrong, I love this version of Scarlett also. But it feels just a little outdated, just by a little. Not too much. So yeah, I really think this is a good substitute. If you don't have a Scarlett in your classified series, or you know you want a much more different take, you know, this is the way to go. Even if you didn't like the movie, I think this figure is definitely worth the purchase. You know, it's kind of cool too. You could, like, in terms of the ab crunch, if she leans back, her abdomen armor, more of it's exposed, and you can tell that, you know, they went to great lengths to paint, you know, it even further up, which is nice. I would attempt to do a head swap, but I don't want to. I don't remember if these heads pop off that easily. Do they? I don't know. So for now, let's leave it alone. All right. Oh yeah, real quick. Okay, so I had this extra Scarlett and I had an extra Black Widow head, and just for the hell of it, I was messing around, and I wanted to see what the Scarlett body would look like with Black Widow, with Scarlett Johansson. So yeah, for me, I love this look on Scarlett a lot more than this one. Like I don't have problems with this head sculpt. You know, it didn't bother me all that much, but I really like this look. I think this looks cool. Scarlett Johansson is Scarlett. Now I don't have the repaint. I've seen it in the stores, but I kind of just passed up on it. I kind of regret that. I kind of wish I did have it. But I didn't have any issues with you know, the color scheme on the first release. Like I didn't mind the gold and the like neon blue stuff. It didn't really bother me. But yeah, I don't know. This figure's, I mean, I haven't really played around with this all that much, but for some reason it's all of a sudden really like loose and stuff. I'm not sure if that's over time. This one, I don't know. Yeah, this one's kind of loose also. I mean, I don't think it was like that when I first got it. Maybe it is after a period of time, the plastic just either stretches out or gets loose or something. But yeah, I don't dig this, how she's just all jostling around. So yeah, this is an awesome figure. I love the Black Widow sculpt. Alright, so let's kind of like wrap this up. So, like I said, do you need this figure? Yeah, I think it's worth the purchase. This is such a beautiful iteration of the character. For me, it's awesome to have a Samara Weaving figure. You know, it's like I said, I think she's a beautiful actress, and you know, I get to have her in figure form. The sculpting on this figure is beautiful. The detailing's nice. It feels a little bit more up to date than this one. Like this one's great, but once you hold this one in hand, the difference is, I don't know, they're kind of there. I can't explain it. You just have to feel it for yourself. Like there's something that feels a little bit more modern and recent about this figure, and it's cool that it's a little bit more realistic. But this is still a great figure. If I had to rate this figure numerically, I sound too generous, but really I think this figure's a 9. It's so spot on for what I want from like a classified series Scarlett figure. I think she could probably do with a couple more accessories. But for now, you know, just getting the crossbow, that's all she really needs. I would love to see a repaint of this figure too. I hope Hasbro does that. You know, just and maybe take the head off and just put it in the mainline classified series and just give us a new Scarlett, but not based off the live action one, but using this body. Maybe give her a new head sculpt that's not based off of Samara Weaving. Yeah, so definitely buy this figure if you see it. Alright, so wrapping this up, once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your comments, likes, and support. I greatly appreciate it. It's a very interesting time to be collecting toys right now. The past 18 months or more than that, it's we've seen a lot of crazy things. It seems like there's this endless dump of action figures on us. It seems like every week Hasbro's making some sort of announcement about new action figures. But at the same time, it's like distribution's kind of weird in some places. Not everyone's getting all the figures. The prices kind of fluctuate every now and then. But man, if you're into toys, I don't think there's a better time right now, just because there's so much out there, which can be painful on your wallet. But for people like me, it makes life interesting. It provides me with more content on my YouTube channel. And for you, it gives you more toys to put on the shelf, more toys to play with. And that's always a good thing. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourselves, and just enjoy your life. All right, later.